City of Boston's new cabinet-level Office of Equity and Inclusion. The office has been created by Mayor Marty Walsh to fight racial injustice and to support Boston's poorest communities. Rocket is a Dorchester native who previously served in Walsh's administration in positions involving economic policy and small business development. Walsh says the office will address barriers to equity and thinking outside the box and bring some ideas to city officials for possible implementation. The appeal of a key ruling in a Florida case against Patriots owner Robert Kraft heads to court today. A judge has thrown out the video evidence against Kraft, who is accused of soliciting prostitution in a Jupiter, Florida storefront spa. Prosecutors are appealing in hopes of saving the high-profile case, which is built on videos recorded at the Orchids of Asia spa. They were looking at it for possible prostitution at the time and also some other crimes. Kraft has pleaded not guilty and says he broke no laws and also has apologized. Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
It is Coffee Ann on ON AM and FM, 1240 AM, 99.5 FM. Thanks for joining us this morning. My name is Joe Callahan. Across the table for me, Ed Carew from the Carew Investment Group. There you are, Ed.
Yes. Hi. Good morning.
Good morning to you. And on the phone, we're being joined by John Martin from AARP. Good morning, John.
Hey, good morning, everyone.
Nice to have you here. And Linda Tebow is here as well. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, Ed. Good morning, John.
Nice to have Linda here. All right, let's get a first message from the Carew Investment Group. So over to you, Ed.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. Are you retiring or retiring soon? Well, that's great. Congratulations. You may be retiring, but your money can't afford to retire. I'm Ed Carew of the Carew Investment Group at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. At the Carew Investment Group, we offer personal investment management of client money, especially from the proceeds of their 401k after they leave the workforce. So if you want to know more about our services and for professional management of your investments, you can call me, Ed Carew, or you can call Paul Carew at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thank you very much. Well, in case John has not heard or Linda has not heard, Ed has heard because I talked about it ahead of time. Autumn Fest 2020 is on the shelf.
It is.
Yes, it has been officially canceled for this year.
I figured it would be, yeah.
Well, and the word came out yesterday that the Big E out in Springfield, Mass, also canceled for this year.
Right.
And the Situate Art Festival, they canceled a couple of weeks ago. And we have on the front page of the call that the Dragon Boat races that take place in September in Pawtucket, they've been canceled for this year. And now Ed still has his fingers crossed because he thinks King Richard's Fair may still happen.
Well,
that's right.
Yeah, I don't know.
They haven't canceled yet.
I have serious doubts about that.
Yeah.
So it probably won't happen, but you never know.
Right?
Right?
So far they haven't said it's not.
That's right. So they're still holding
They
out
said
hope.
subject to COVID-19.
Yeah.
And what COVID-19 wants to do. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
John, are you aware of what Autumn Fest is?
I am.
Oh, okay. Very good.
And, I think people are beginning to realize that we're far from through this thing, and the cancellations are in everyone's best interest, but it really leaves people wondering,
Yes.
how long does this go on and how do we cope?
So here's the big question. This would have been, if Autumn Fest went on this year, it would have been its 42nd year in a row. Okay? So next year, is that the 42nd year? Or is it the 43rd year?
42nd.
Linda says 42nd. Ed?
Yeah.
I agree with Linda.
Go with 43?
One of the reasons
All right.
I enjoy coming on the program
You just can't
is
say
to
in a
take
row.
on the questions.
Say that again, John?
Questions
Oh, yeah.
of such huge importance.
That's right. Should we call it the 42nd or the 43rd? Let's go with 43. Just not in a row. Okay. Decision made. Moving on. But, people are asking, well, how can you have it on a smaller scale?
How do you have that on a
I don't know how you have it on a smaller scale. I saw someone post online, well, how about just shut down the beer tent? Well, yeah, you could do that, but that's a huge moneymaker. And but it's also where a lot of people gather, so you don't want to do that. And, do you tell the people that bring in the rides? Do we have people congregate there? And like I mentioned to Dave, what about the acts? And are they would be allowed to come and not congregate? And then there's the food area, which always generates a lot of people in a closed-in area. And so, people can wear masks. Yeah, but will they?
Yeah, no, they won't. No.
And who's in charge of telling them to keep their masks on? You see how well that's going over at some ice cream places. So no, I think it's the best thing to do with the information that we have right now is just okay. Let's keep it shut down for this year and come back strong in 2021.
Yeah,
we're just going to forget this whole year.
Uh-huh.
I saw a funny picture on online yesterday that basically said if 2020 was a piñata, but the piñata was actually like a hornet's nest. So this is what 2020 is turning into. So phase 3 in Rhode Island is today.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, it means. What does it mean? It means we can have more people gathered together. I think it jumps from
But not
up
too
to
many more.
50. Does it go from 25 to 50 or 50 to 100?
Well, it depends.
What does it depend on?
Well, it's not as open as the original Phase 3 was going to be because of all that's happening, across the country.
Found it.
But the ones, like the weddings and that, they're still saying only, 50 if it's inside, and if you have a caterer, it can be 100 outside, and she extended the masks until August 3rd. But I don't know.
Well,
Some of the sports are open, the non-contact sports.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I don't see that it looks a whole lot different.
You're right.
I don't see that and I think originally that Phase 3 was going to be a whole lot different, more open.
Mm-hmm.
But now I think because of what's happening in the rest of the country, it's pared down just a little bit.
Now Linda's got her numbers right. Go ahead, John.
My daughter's wedding, which was scheduled for May 31st, was called off. And just yesterday, they sent out a notice to everyone that they're hoping for August of 2021.
Wow.
Yeah. That.
Meanwhile, there was a wedding on the steps of New Haven City Hall 3 weeks ago.
In your family?
I got to walk my daughter downtown New Haven up to the steps of City Hall to be married.
That's nice.
Aww.
So they did get married. They'll just have the big party later on.
They'll just have the big party
okay.
later on. My son-in-law started his career as a doctor yesterday at New Haven Yale Hospital. And I just want to mention something that's been all over the internet. It's a funny little snarky comment about be careful, wear your mask because the doctor you see might be a medical student who had his last semester online.
I have seen that.
Yeah, and you know what?
Do you find that insulting, John?
I'm pretty offended by that because I know this kid, first of all, he's putting himself in harm's way. Mm-hmm. And beyond that, he studied very hard for 3 years, 3 years of medical school and an additional year at Harvard in a public health program. And he's very competent, but it also goes to the fact that very rarely are first-year interns left in charge in a hospital.
Oh, right. There's somebody else.
You'll be following people for the first few months.
Yeah.
And it's just this culture that we live in where someone came up with that funny thought and turned it into a little bit of an internet viral.
Yeah.
Ha ha.
And now it goes all over.
It's uninformed and it's cruel. So for all of the parents of first-year medical students who might be listening, I know that they appreciate the fact that somebody should speak up for these kids.
Sure. All right, Linda, you had your numbers correct, by the way, as we move into Phase 3.
Oh, did I?
Yes.
Oh.
So for group gatherings, the adjusted limit for Phase 3 will be 25 people for indoor events and 50 for outdoor events like barbecues, birthday parties, and gatherings like that. Weddings are different. And they go 50 for indoor and 100 for outdoor weddings. But just weddings. And I don't see anything...
but then there was a public gathering thing, too, like that I kind of said, what the heck? It's still a gathering, that it could be more, 125 inside and 250 outside kind of a thing. Like,
okay, that is public events that include musical performances and festivals.
Right.
Those are 125 for indoor and 250 for outdoor. You're right.
But that hardly seems fair to the people having the weddings.
Yeah.
What's the difference? I know what the difference is. I get it, but it doesn't seem fair to the people that want the wedding, and probably had planned on 125 people.
I guess you could do it, but then you have to submit a plan to the Department of Business Regulations for any public event that will draw more than 100 people.
Right, I know. Yeah. Right.
And so what couple getting married is going to do that?
Exactly. And some
not.
of the people thought that that their weddings of 125 or 150 was going to be allowed in Phase 3 because it was talked about. Actually, the governor had talked about that. So if they made their plans, whoops.
Yeah.
Maybe Aunt Sue's not going to go to the wedding or something,
Well,
it's sad,
having been close to this wedding planning process, beyond that, you're asking people to get on airplanes, and you're asking people to sleep in hotels.
Yeah. All of the above. It's wrong, yeah. My granddaughter's going to find out today if she goes back to campus on UMass Amherst or not, because they had only, even though she's in an honors dorm, there's only 50% occupancy.
Right.
So she'll find out today. So she said, Grammy, if I'm going to do online there and have to go there and stay in my dorm, I'm going to stay home and do the classes online and save the dorm fees and the meal plan,
And
but
also,
she's finding out today.
Also in Phase 3 in Rhode Island, seated venues that include movie theaters, they can open up at 66% capacity. Who comes up with these numbers?
I don't know.
66%. And free-flowing venues like bowling alleys, arcades, museums, and cultural institutions can open at one person per 100 square feet. Who's got time to figure this out?
And submit the plan to do it. And submit the plan. Right now, Aging Well they're going to be opening up the adult day program because we have an adult day program. And so, I stopped by yesterday because we were taping something to go on the YouTube channel, and it's measuring. Like they have tables, one person at a table, and very few people in the adult day at a time. Because it's by square feet and all this stuff. So we had our guy there measuring on the floor and putting X's down and stuff.
No, Ed,
it's a challenge.
Yeah,
it's a challenge, and
Ed,
everybody got temped. Going in and all. Yeah.
Ed, you might have the answer to this question. Your office, how many square feet is it?
1,000.
You know that?
A little over 1,000, yeah.
Okay.
So I could have 10 people in there.
You have 10 people at one time.
That's what
wow.
Using your formula.
But 6 feet apart.
Yeah. I've never had 10 people in there at the same time ever.
Okay.
Ever.
Okay.
But can they
Ever.
be 6 feet apart?
EVAH.
You could have 10 people 6 feet apart, though, Ed? 10 people 6 feet apart?
Would they all fit?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But if you own a bowling alley, would you know how many square feet you have?
Everybody knows how many square feet they have when they're leasing or renting a piece of property, because your rent is usually based on square footage.
All right, that makes sense. Now, if you have the bowling alley, do you count the square footage where the alleys are? See, these are important questions, John, because as the people, you don't go in that area. That's just where you throw the ball.
The square footage is based on everything that the building holds inside the building, right?
All right.
Yeah, that includes the lane. So if you go 25 feet down the lane, that counts.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. We don't knock that out. See, I'm glad I know that now. All right. So we're into phase 3. I don't know where Mass is still in phase 2.
Yeah, they're going to the next phase next week. They were talking about opening gyms and some other things.
Okay.
And, we'll see.
Boy, it's tough to keep it all straight. Just open everything. Right, Linda? Open everything.
No. No, but you're right. The guidelines are really, they're hard to comply with. And angles are possible.
And
it's really tricky.
Do you have time to keep running to the website, reopeningri.com, to make sure you're doing everything correctly?
Right. Well, the businesses have to submit a plan, and I'm sure it's the same way in Massachusetts.
I'm sure it is.
No, I would think. But especially like with the daycare and the fact that we work with seniors. That's what we do.
Yeah.
And it's a little it's stringent, to say the least.
Okay.
Like I think they want 8 feet apart in the adult day, not 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, John, the wedding for your daughter and son-in-law. How many people did they want How many people were they going to invite?
It was a relatively small wedding, just barely 100 people, maybe a few more.
Okay. Well,
it was going to be outdoors at the Audubon facility in Belmont, Massachusetts. So they held out hope maybe longer than some.
Yeah.
Because they had a few things going for them. But really it was the travel and accommodations that
the issue.
They couldn't get around.
Gotcha. Okay. It's time to take a break here in the Coffee and program, so we're going to get another message from Ed Carew from the Carew Investment Group.
Okay, thanks again, Joe. Good morning again, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group, 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Our telephone number is 765-8880. And if you're looking for an investment firm that puts you first and works hard on your behalf, I'd like you to consider us. We're right here in Woonsocket, and we've been in business since 1987, so you don't have to go out of town for an experienced advisor or work with an advisor based in Boston or New York or who knows where, someone you're probably never going to meet. And we encourage our clients to come to the office and sit down with us as often as they like. Why? Because we like to do business the old-fashioned way. We want to get to know you on a more personal basis so that we're more attuned to your financial needs. So if you are interested in speaking with us for a free, no-obligation consultation and find out how we'll invest your money, you can call me or you can call Paul at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thank you. We have a note to get to, and we will get to it when we come back. If you want to call in a comment, call 766-1240 or email it in to coffee@woonsocketradio.com.
When you walk into George's restaurant, you see 2 separate billboards with daily specials, and that's because they feature so much variety every day. How about a barbecue cheddar burger with sautéed onions and hand-cut fries, or a tuna bacon tomato mozzarella wrap with fries? On the other board, you'll see several breakfast specials, including George's Sausage Deluxe Omelet with hot Italian sausage, peppers, tomatoes, and mushrooms, or a peanut butter chip pancake. It's a treat every time. George's, 793 Harris Avenue, Woonsocket. Takeouts welcome.
Call George's Restaurant at 769-1036 for takeout.
Local businesses are the key to success in our community. That's why Leo at Switzer Automotive of Woonsocket is a growing business, and Leo and his staff have been giving their expert mechanical services for many years. Switzer knows how important car maintenance is, and their quality service is always guaranteed. Trust the experts at Switzer. Remember, they provide complete foreign and domestic car and truck repairs. Client confidence is their most valuable product. Switzer Automotive, 309 Olo Street, Woonsocket. We salute you for your continuing success in our community. The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
Oh, and worldwide.
Welcome back. It is Coffee In on ON, AM and FM. This is Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew, John Martin, and Linda Thibault on the telephone. And before we get to the note, I just want to bring up to Ed that I saw, I think it was over the weekend, or was it at the end of the week last week, GNC filed bankruptcy.
Oh, they did? I didn't see that.
The supplement store.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep up with the...
There's so many?
Yeah.
There was another one that filed bankruptcy, and I can't remember who it was. But GNC was the bigger name that I said, oh, I know that company.
Yeah.
And they mentioned like right away, okay, we're filing bankruptcy and we're closing 1,000 stores. And a lot of them in the ones in Rhode Island and Massachusetts would all be closing. Didn't say when though. But sometime by they're going to start in July. So are they a private company?
No.
No, they're a publicly traded company. Okay, so they're. I'm sure their stock.
Another
is
one
doing,
not to buy.
Stock is doing just as well as Hertz, I guess. another good buy right there. All right, let's see. A note has been written in. What's that?
I'm trying to think. There was one that filed yesterday.
Of bankruptcy?
Yeah, they stopped trading the stock. It was $11 a share. Halted trading. Done. Never going to reopen again. Hope you didn't buy it yesterday. I can't think of the name of it.
Okay. Well, rack your brain.
Okay.
While you're thinking of that.
Figures. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Yes. In terms of Autumn Fest, this person says, I say just give it another month and see if restrictions are pulled. August and September still should allow enough time to make arrangements for the festival.
I don't think so.
Okay. That's this person's opinion. Okay, that's fine. You can have that opinion. As one that's on the Autumn Fest committee, it's really not enough time to pull that together. You think it might be, but other people make other arrangements, and you just can't. It's not enough time. People plan this thing out way in advance, and so trying to pull it together in 2 to 3 months, it would be not as good as what you would remember. And then we would take grief and aggravation, Ed, for why'd you try putting it on? It's lousy.
Yeah.
Okay, so
trying to book a band and all of the other things, it would be difficult.
Yeah,
because they usually try to have a good headliner.
That's right. And then we'd and they say, oh well, yeah, well, people would just say, oh, you shouldn't have done it. So. I don't think we'll be revisiting it. So we're saying, oh, gee, things are a little better in September. Maybe we can pull this thing together. So I don't see that happening. All right.
I was reading about California this morning, where they've had this huge spike, and they basically said it was because of overindulgence and just a surge as soon as they reached a phase that allowed for more public gatherings.
Yeah.
People abused it because everyone has cabin fever, and everybody was so excited. And I'm sure that get-togethers of 10 or 12 became 30 or 40, and there wasn't the oversight, and they're paying the price now. So it would be difficult to be aggressive in August or September because the regrets would be huge.
Yeah, that's right. So that's why we're trying to be as conservative as possible when it comes to this kind of thing. So, and like Dave said, what if we did have it and people started getting sick like 2 weeks after Autumn Fest? How awful would that be? And knowing that we were part of the problem by having this large gathering of people. So we don't want to have that.
I imagine it might have a tough time getting insurance to cover.
We would probably have to get more insurance. It already has insurance. Already, people fall down and things like that, or an accident happens. So they have that kind of coverage. I don't know if they would have like a COVID-19 coverage.
You'd have to sign a waiver.
As you walk in? That would be difficult.
Who wants to be in charge of that, right?
Well, considering there's 10 to 12 different ways to get into the park.
Yeah, right.
And that's why we don't charge admission. Maybe we could put up a big sign. Enter at your own risk.
Found it.
Ed found the company. All right.
Chesapeake Energy.
Where are they out of?
Yes, yeah.
They filed for bankruptcy?
Yeah.
Oh, where are they?
Probably Chesapeake. No.
Okay. Virginia?
No.
They were
I think it's a Texas company, but it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
they were the pioneers in flacking.
Yeah.
And
well,
made
really?
huge profits until there was so much natural gas it was no longer profitable. Prices went down. And,
Yeah, the price.
they're gone.
They thought the price would increase.
Would keep going up, and it didn't.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Dave mentioned this as something earlier. He said, bring this up to John. I'll bring it up to Ed as well. You know, we're almost on the 4th of July holiday. When's the last time you saw gas prices at $2 a gallon at 4th of July? It's been a number of years
I guess, yeah.
where it's been this low.
Yeah.
Isn't there usually a spike just before a holiday weekend?
Usually there is, into the 4th of July week. Then it starts to come back down again.
Yeah.
But I don't know why it's so low. And another reason that I don't know why it's so low is that more and more people are going to be driving to their vacations this year. They're going to
Instead of
stay
flying.
local.
Yeah.
They're not flying, and that stuff.
So the demand's going to be there.
Yeah. But there is so much.
I guess.
The glut of oil is still there.
Okay. So that's why, the lowest I've seen was $1.99. The highest was $2.03. So it's basically the same amount of money wherever you go. So it's nice to see
those prices must at least go back to the 60s. You really age yourself when you start remembering low gas
prices.
They still have $1.76 in Middleborough.
Do they?
On regular gas, yeah. At some gas stations.
John, I always look, when I watch this movie, I watch for this scene every single time. It's the movie Die Hard. I'm sure you've seen it, right?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, yes.
There's a scene at the beginning of near the beginning of the movie where the Reginald VelJohnson, the cop in the movie, the LA cop, gets the call, says go. He's at a convenience store. He says, and they say go check out a report of something at Nakatomi Plaza, and he says okay, and he walks out and he throws his Twinkies in the car, and then he goes and looks at the tower where he's going to go look. But if you look on the side, there are the gas prices. Now, the movie came out in 85, 86, 74 cents
Wow.
Really?
a gallon for regular and 77 for unleaded.
Wow.
I watch for that every single time.
I don't remember that.
And then I point it out to anyone that's younger. Take a look at the gas price.
Yeah, but the movie was made back then, but is it reflecting a period before then?
No,
I think it was contemporary.
no, it was supposed to be 1986.
It must have, like John said, I think it was temporary because you had the gas shortages in the early 70s.
Right.
And it wasn't.
Actually, I said contemporary. It was, the film was, at the time that it was made, it wasn't a retro.
Right.
It wasn't a period piece.
Right. But no, but I can remember gas being that low.
Oh, I can remember
Yeah.
gas being 29 cents a gallon,
Yeah.
and if you were lucky, it was 4
I
gallons
can
for
too.
$1.
I can too. Yeah, for $1, you fill it up.
Right. When I first started driving, 4 gallons for $1 on sale.
Yeah.
I
How
don't
many
remember
miles
that.
did you walk to school? How many miles?
And it was always uphill. Walking to school. In the rain and the snow.
Bert's Esso on Social Street.
Well, this Christmas, when the movie is shown over and over and over again, watch for that scene. It's within the first 20 minutes.
Oh, okay. I don't have to watch the whole thing again.
No, you don't have to watch the whole thing.
I've watched that movie many times. I never saw that. Next time I watch it, I will pay attention. Leave it to you, Joe.
That's because you're a good viewer, and you're watching the characters,
That's right.
and you're watching
all
what
right.
he's doing as opposed to the periphery.
Yeah.
But like me, after I've seen a movie 10 or 12 times, I start looking at the outside and I start looking for mistakes. not that this is a mistake, but that's
Oddities.
Well, what shouldn't be there, or something like that. Fun things like that.
That explains why I watch reruns of Star Trek for the 174th
See, there you go.
time.
Yeah, so you got to look in the background. to see,
And
what are
besides
they really
being able
doing?
to play any of the characters,
Yeah.
I like to watch those things to see if the background actors actually look at the camera, or look at the actors and see if they actually try to see what's going on.
do you yell "cut" every now and then?
Do I? Well, no, because they're not really going to hear me. Yes, yeah, I yell at the character, turn around. Stop what you're doing right there. All right, the murder that we had in Woonsocket on Friday, the accused murderer is being held without bail at the ACI. Paul Raposa, he has been charged with killing his roommate, Derek Desjardins. That happened on Cass Avenue. Happened around 8 or so in the morning on Friday, and Paul Raposa was picked up a couple of hours later. He made it all the way over to River Island Park from Cass Avenue. I guess that's about a 2-hour walk, if you were to walk it. And
from Cass Avenue to River Island Park?
Yeah, no, shorter?
Oh, yeah, 15 minutes maybe?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I guess it depends on the direction you go.
Well, you'd have to really take the scenic route for 2 hours.
Well, wait a minute. You go all the way down Cass Ave.
Yeah, Cass Ave, across the Hamlet Bridge.
All right. Now you're going up Hamlet
What
Ave.
are the,
okay.
Joe?
Yes.
What are the gas prices over there?
$1.99. But
I know you would be thinking of that.
Well, I would. Yeah, I look at those things. So, he's being held without bail, and I guess he's got no date was set for a bail review hearing, but a status conference was set for July 7th. Does anyone know what a status conference is?
No.
Hearing none?
I don't.
We'll move on. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Does it deal with his bail? It doesn't say it's a bail hearing. It's just whatever a status conference is. But anyway, he's in the ACI, at least for the time being. So that's where things stand with that investigation. All right, time for the forecast right now. Forecast is being brought to you by Lowe's. And today we have a cloudy sky, chance of showers this morning, chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Some of the storms could produce some small hail and gusty winds and heavy rain, so be aware of that. High temperature today will be near 72, so much cooler today than yesterday. Tuesday night, tonight, it'll be cloudy, low temperature around 62. There's a chance of showers and thunderstorms this evening. Wednesday's weather, mostly cloudy. Again, a chance of showers and some thunderstorms. High will be near 75. Wednesday night, mostly cloudy, chance of showers and thunderstorms late Wednesday night, low 63. Thursday, the sun is back, mostly sunny, high near 84. And Friday, partly sunny, high near 77. Currently, outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street with cloudy skies, we have 69 degrees. Lowe's is working harder than ever to help pros get the job done with services like curbside loading and job site delivery. That's why Lowe's is the new home for pros. More Coffee Hands coming up. Please stay tuned.
I'm here with Kara Benjamin of the Benjamin Insurance Agency. Kara, what's most important to you as a business owner?
The most important thing to me as a business owner is to be there for my customers in the moment of truth. It's not just writing the policy and you're done. It's about being there for my customers when there's an accident, a fire, or even a death. Helping them get through tough moments in life. That's my job as an agent.
You're in good hands with Allstate and Kara and Celeste Benjamin of the Benjamin Insurance Agency, 125 Eddie Dowling Highway, across from Dowling Village in North Smithfield, 765-5000.
Our business is truly a referral business, and we have built it based on our premier service level and commitment to what we do. If you are looking for personalized service with people who care, that would be us.
Riverfront Patio Dining awaits you at River Falls Restaurant. Enjoy your lunch or dinner as you overlook the Blackstone River. Here are some of the wonderful items on the menu. Steak and Peppers Pizza, baked stuffed haddock, and choice filet mignon. Make your River Falls Restaurant reservations today by calling 401-235-9026. 235-9026 or go online to riverfallscomplex.com. You'll love the Riverfront Patio Dining at River Falls Restaurant, Market Square, Woonsocket.
Are you tired of the same old dishing and depressing chatter in the morning radio? Then don't get down. Get up with me, Dave Richards, from 5 to 8 a.m. each weekday. On the Road with Joe, fun, the trivia quiz, and interesting stories, and your favorite tunes by your request. Don't get down. Get up with Dave. Weekday mornings only on ON, AM, and FM.
Coffee In on ON Radio. This is Joe Callahan here with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow and John Martin. Time for your first message from AARP, please.
Well, this is important. Yesterday, AARP released the following statement on Gilead's announcement. Ed knows Gilead is a pharmaceutical company.
Yeah, Remdesivir.
Gilead's announcement that remdesivir, a coronavirus treatment, will cost more than $3,000 per patient. That sounds like bad news. That's at least 33% more than the company would charge anywhere else in the world. Here's the statement by our Executive Vice President for Advocacy and Engagement, Nancy Lamont. It is outrageous but not surprising that even during a pandemic, a drug company would price gouge Americans. U.S. taxpayers helped fund remdesivir's research and development to the tune of nearly $100 million. And now Gilead wants Americans to pay prices at least a third higher than the rest of the world, quote, because that's how the U.S. system works. That's simply unacceptable, and it highlights the importance of Congress passing legislation now to lower drug prices. Any COVID-19 vaccine or treatment must be affordable and accessible. It's past time for bipartisan solutions to crack down on drug company greed and for Medicare to be able to negotiate on behalf of seniors and taxpayers. People should be aware about this development and that they should be rightfully outraged. And so that's our message this morning from AARP.
Now, John, is that $3,000 per dose?
No.
I believe
That's
per
five
treatment, I believe.
5 treatments?
It's a 5-vial treatment.
Okay.
That's the total of the 5 vials.
Okay. Still terribly expensive.
Yeah, compared to $12,000 a day,
Yeah.
it's not all that bad, is it?
Considering the demand, you would think that would create excessive profits for someone.
Actually, it won't, but that's a debate for smarter people than you and I.
All right. Ed, you looked this up. A status, we mentioned that Raposa had no bail, no date was set for a bail review hearing, but a status conference was set for July 7th. What is a status conference?
It says here that a status conference is a pretrial meeting of attorneys with a judge. Such a meeting is required under the federal rules of procedure, and in many states, the purpose of the status conference is to lay out the progress of the case and set a timeline for discovery matters and a trial. So it's like a pretrial conference type of thing.
Where the judge and the 2 lawyers get together and discuss. I don't know what they discuss.
I don't know either. Yeah.
They just get together and discuss the trial.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's set. That's set for July 7th for Raposa. We do have a message that has been called in, and it just goes back to AutumnFest again. It just says arrangements. The main events, such as the bands and other major attractions, could be put together by the end of August or even into the first week of September. The tents would have 3 weeks or so to set up, and that's plenty of time. I think that this is quite possible and realistic. Joe, don't be pessimistic. Rebut. Well, okay, that it could be done, but the scrambling to try to get the bands and the people to get into the parade and trying to get these floats, everyone would be scrambling at the same time if everything kind of opened. So I just don't. It would be it would be a poor showing of AutumnFest if we had it this year. And so on that regard, it's been decided to be canceled as opposed to trying to throw something together in a very short amount of time. So there. Okay. Moving along now. Let's see. There was something I wanted. Oh yeah. So the governor of Rhode Island says she's basically warning the out-of-state visitors, not really us, Ed, coming from Massachusetts, but if you're coming in from Florida and California, where the spikes are going on, in Texas and like that, she wants you to come in and then quarantine yourself for 14 days, unless you can produce a negative COVID test
right.
from the previous 3 days. And
right.
But then the last thing in the story says this all relies on the honor system.
Well, yeah.
So people just probably won't take it seriously and just won't pay it any mind. It's the same thing with those. I don't know how much John and Linda you drive on the highways in Massachusetts. I know Ed and I have seen the signs that basically said that the Massachusetts is asking visitors to quarantine themselves for 14 days as well.
Days. Right. Yeah.
Whether or not if you're from out of state, let's say you're from New York, and you've booked a week. Let's say, like you've normally booked a week on the Cape, you're not going to quarantine yourself for 14 days.
Right.
You're not going to go to the Cape to quarantine yourself.
But science has, research has shown that travel is one of the underlying factors for the increase in the spread of the virus. So, but I know she had said not just from Florida, any of the states that have a 5% increase would have to either quarantine or, but have a hard time making people wear a mask. It's and now people are driving in, so you'd have to have somebody and all. I look at license plates.
I do too, and I see him from New York and New Jersey, all over now.
Oh, of course.
So
of course,
I don't see where they're going to be quarantining themselves. So, all right. So, let's see what else is going on. Hey, let's see. This thing with Bob Kraft and the Patriots just is not going to go away. His antics down in Florida. The appeal of a key ruling in the Florida case against Patriots owner Robert Kraft goes to court today. The judge has thrown out the video evidence against Kraft, who's a prosecutor, but prosecutors are appealing in hopes of saving the high-profile case, which is built on the videos recorded at the Orchids of Asia Spa. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if this is why they're going after Bob Kraft so hard. Are they going after everyone else that was there as well? He wasn't the only one arrested that day.
No, but I think the two words with the prosecutors are high profile. That there lies the rub, high profile. Plus, he was stupid. That was stupid what he did. But
Mm-hmm. But he pleaded not guilty. Says he broke no laws.
Right.
Well, what else is he going to say?
Yeah. Well, exactly. High profile.
But what's funny is he pleaded not guilty. Says he broke no law, but he apologized for his actions.
Yeah.
Then what are you apologizing for?
That he was there.
Maybe he was thinking of buying the entire
perhaps and setting
business.
Everybody free. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not trying to defend the man because I don't have the whole story. It's just I just thought it was going to go away, and it's been done, but now Florida keeps trying to bring it back to, I don't know, make a name for themselves. I don't know. But like we saw we brought it up yesterday on Coffee, and it's just like, well, Bob has got the best lawyers that money can buy. Mm-hmm. And he's going to send those guys down there, or girls down there, to fight this tooth and nail. He doesn't want this on his record.
It seems to me, if I remember correctly, that an offer was made to him and to all of the others that they would not prosecute as long as they said that yes, we were there, and turn it into some kind of a misdemeanor or something.
Yeah, it was going to be like $100 fine.
Yeah, and he wanted to fight it.
Yeah.
So that's why they're trying to make an example out of him.
Okay.
It's kind of like the Lori Loughlin thing with the school,
with the
right. Huffman or whatever her name was, said, I did it,
went to prison.
And she got a small sentence, and the other one fought it and said, I didn't do anything, we're going to fight it, blah, 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 and she got a much bigger sentence.
She hasn't been sentenced yet, has she?
I thought she gets 6 months, but I don't know.
I thought that was coming in August, and I thought she was looking at like 2 years. A lot more than what Felicity got.
A lot more. The other one got very little. I thought it was 6 months, and her husband got a year or something. But
the husband,
whatever.
The husband is getting more.
Yes.
In that case. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. All right. Kraft doesn't want to. Doesn't want to anything. Doesn't want the yes on the misdemeanor. Nothing. So he'll send his. It'll just keep going on and on. I guess until. I don't know when it'll end, and then the lawyers will take care of it. And it was funny, we brought it up when we brought it up yesterday. They said, "Isn't it amazing that this whole thing went on with Bob Kraft? It's now still going on, and there's no blemish on this man's reputation. People still love this guy, especially around here.
Yeah,
there's the Patriot haters, but that's different. But It's amazing that his reputation hasn't taken any hit at all.
Well, doesn't he do a lot of good things for the people around here?
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
You know,
look at
remember,
the
he's the guy
masks
that
and
sent
all
his plane to China to pick up
China,
masks or
to get the
respirators or
PPE,
some darn
yeah.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then sent the plane to New York City
Yeah.
to unload it all. Yeah.
Yeah. And Rhode Island got some too.
That's right. And
Yeah.
and
Mass
Massachusetts.
did too. Yeah.
So yeah.
So when you weigh all of the good things against this, which seems to be not much of a problem,
Yeah. Except in Florida,
except
where they were making a big deal out of it. All right. So, well, it's going to go on, and it's just going to go on and on. So there we go. Let's see. Do you like John? Do you like the Cam Newton trade?
Yes, I do.
I
think
do
that
too.
Everyone loves the comeback story,
Yeah.
and this will be an opportunity to really see the breadth of the Patriots' strength.
Mm-hmm.
If Cam Newton comes in and takes this, team that's been developed and coached and disciplined as the Patriot way, that would be a huge story and very exciting for fans. I'm very excited about it. But I was thinking a moment ago, does Bob Kraft's standing in the community change at all if the Patriots are 10-6 and don't make the playoffs?
No, that's my opinion. That'll shift onto Belichick, and will have no bearing, I think, on Kraft at all. It's weird. Nothing touches Bob. I don't know. It's
when you're
funny like
you're
that.
When you're the head of a dynasty,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll think of George Steinbrenner. I mean, he never was awarded Mr. Personality.
No.
But he had the Yankee mantle, and for most people, that's all that mattered on the topic of George Steinbrenner.
Sure. Now, Linda, how about your husband or you? What do you on the Cam Newton thing first?
Well, with the Cam Newton, I know that he was a Heisman Trophy winner, so that's a good thing.
And MVP.
And my husband was thinking, maybe they brought him because it's only for a year. And I said, well, that makes sense to help train those other two guys. What is it, Stidman?
Yes.
What's the other?
Well, they have their other backup is Hoyer. He doesn't really need any practice, but there's two others. There's two other rookies.
But to help because of his experience. He's an experienced quarterback. That it would lend something good, a positive note to the team.
The Patriots are always so smart when it comes to this. All right, we're going to give you a 1-year contract to see if you're any good.
Right,
and then we'll talk about a longer contract after if you prove anything to us this year.
Right, and plus he has that injury on his foot too.
Yeah.
So how is that? He's still rehabbing that, I believe.
Well, I saw a video yesterday that he put together, and he was doing exercises and running, and didn't seem to be bothering him then, but then it was a professionally produced thing. It's not going to show you him being hurt. Yeah. But
you don't know what's on the cutting room floor.
That's right. Then what am I not saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
But he was doing the whole thing, and he wasn't wearing a shirt. I can't believe how put together this guy is.
He's in good shape. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Yeah, I saw that too. The thing is, that's the other thing. He's well known. It's a good name. I don't know if Brady. That's kind of way up high in the sky. But this guy has a name recognition as well. So
the funny thing I read yesterday is Josh McDaniel has got to be rubbing his hands together, going, all these plays I wanted to run with Brady and couldn't because he's lead feet.
Yeah.
But now this guy, if his foot's okay, can run. Yeah. It's going to be a completely different offense. So
right, and plus he runs too, doesn't he? Yeah, he runs. Yeah,
and he's very quick. So
he's quick.
It's all right now. It's all good news.
Yeah.
Unless he gets hurt.
then right. Well.
That's kind of the way it goes.
And we're hoping there's a season too.
And we want to have a season as well. You're right. I still think there will be a football season. There just won't be anybody in the crowd. There'll be nobody in the stands.
Nobody in the stands.
It's going to really just kill the money.
What happens with the season's ticket people?
I don't know.
My daughter and her husband have seasons. So I wonder what happens. I should ask them.
I can almost guarantee they don't get their money back.
Well, yeah.
We'll just put
Do
it.
they stay on the list or something for when all is good again or something?
They'll just put it towards the next year.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break here in the Coffee and program. So, John, time for second message, please, from AARP.
Well, I want to go back to our effort to make sure that the General Assembly funds the Livable Home Modifications Grant Program. A lot of people are familiar with this. The state, for the past 2 years, has matched up to $5,000 home improvements to help families with members with disabilities. So this is a great benefit for caregivers and caregiving families. This is going to be a very tough budget year. The Assembly came in and basically closed out with this emergency spending plan, but really won't set the 2021 budget until reconvening later in September. So we're urging people to contact legislative leaders and tell them that this it's $500,000. It's not a huge part of the budget, but it matches a lot of great work, and there are benefits in terms of allowing people to stay at home, and that's actually a taxpayer savings if that person otherwise would end up in a Medicare-supported nursing home, which the state pays for. And it also builds up our inventory of homes in Rhode Island that have wheelchair ramps, that have chair lifts, that have walk-in showers that accommodate people as they age. So it's all upside. So you can go to our website, www.aarp.org/RI, and there you can click through and send an email, or you can also find the phone numbers and you can leave a message for the legislative leaders to keep the Livable Home Modification Grant Program in place in the 2021 budget.
All right, John, thank you. And more of the Coffee and program is coming up. Please stay tuned.
Here's a message from Koch Eye Associates. Some common symptoms of cataracts include blurry vision, glare and sensitivity to light, poor night vision, and fading or yellowing of colors. A simple eye examination at Koch Eye Associates can determine the presence or extent of the cataract and whether it needs to be addressed. It's a good idea to detect cataracts early and to monitor them. For more information or to schedule an appointment, please call Koch Eye Associates. Main number 738-4800, Woonsocket office 769-2511. Other offices in Johnston, North Kingstown, and Providence.
Is your business struggling to be found on Google? Are you still trying to figure out how Facebook works? Are you wasting your money on social media? Do you just need more customers? If you do, then contact the local digital marketing team at Breeze Digital Media in Lincoln. Breeze Digital Media has programs that are approved by Google and Facebook and are designed to grow your business. Packages start at only $199 a month and include easy monthly reporting so you know where your investment is going. Contact Breeze Digital Media for a free marketing analysis of your business today. Call 401-334-9555, extension 154, anytime, or visit breezedigitalmedia.com/offer.
Hi, Parrot Heads. This is Joe Callahan, your maitre d' in the Tiki Bar every Tuesday night from 6 to 7. 1 full hour of nothing but Jimmy Buffett music. The Tiki Bar is brought to you by attorney Bob Lauder and by the Carew Investment Group.
ON Radio, ON Worldwide.
All right, it is Coffee In on ON, AM, and FM. This is Joe Callahan with Ed Carew and John Martin and Linda Tebow. Linda, we got to ask you this question. Ready?
I'm ready.
Remember last week we brought up this situation where we said we had the story where women do not want to date men that own cats?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You were going to ask your granddaughter.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
What's the consensus
Well,
amongst the younger crowd?
Well, you know, with her, she said, that's silly. That doesn't matter.
Well, of course not.
But, you know, her boyfriend has a dog, a German Shepherd.
Ah, okay.
But she said it doesn't matter.
Well, okay. Well, we just got to keep doing these silly polls. So.
Well, no, I know. It just it's informational, you know.
That's right.
Yeah, she had really. She thought, and I saw her this weekend. She was like, "Really?"
She hadn't heard about this poll that was taken.
No, she hasn't.
No,
She hasn't.
okay.
No, she hasn't. No.
Well, unfortunately, she falls into the stereotype. Dating
I guess
the guy with a dog.
Yeah, she has a guy with a dog, but I don't. I think she likes the guy before. You know what I mean?
Before the dog? Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I think the poll really says more about dogs than preferences. I'm a dog person. I'm not a cat person.
Me too. Right? Yeah.
But out of the blue, if asked, it's like probably dog. Yeah, I'll go with dog.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ed. Horses weren't on the poll. So.
But Joe, the interesting thing of all the things in the world, that you could poll at this time, with elections coming up, with all the movements and everything, that they would do a survey on that.
It was probably
Why?
sponsored by, I don't know, a pet food company. They don't care about who's going to be president. They want to know about these important issues.
No, that's what I mean. Really.
So I don't remember who commissioned this fine, upstanding scientific poll.
Yeah, science.
So all right. Speaking of polls, Ed.
Yes.
Do you believe any polls you hear about or read about that's got to do between Trump and Biden?
I do not.
I do not either. I don't believe any of them.
They were all wrong in the
4 years
previous
ago.
election.
Yeah.
They weren't all that accurate before that, and I don't believe them.
Okay. John and Linda, do you believe the polls?
I don't, because I think numbers can be. I think you can skew a poll or a survey to favor whatever you want it to favor. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
Yeah.
John, what about you?
I think people have plenty of reason to be cautious or skeptical about polls. I think 2016
That's a good way of putting it.
Was a lesson, but I also think that 2018 definitely was tracked as a trend. It wasn't a surprise how the 2018 elections shifted the balance in Congress, in the House. So we shall see. It's a day-to-day thing, and people's opinions are shifted by so many
factors,
so many hot stories. One
okay.
day to the next. But the timing on the polls has so much to do with it. It makes them, I suspect, a little less reliable.
All right.
I mean, we're playing whack-a-mole. We're basically playing whack-a-mole and running a poll in the middle of it to try to take a snapshot that would somehow predict an outcome in November. That seems like a long shot right now, maybe more than ever before.
It does, and people are, they're creatures of habit, and they'll just keep going around until they find the poll they like best.
Bingo.
And then just land on that one and only believe that one and not believe the others.
Right.
I remember as a child growing up, my older brother, big into weather, loved when snowstorms were coming, and he would go from station to station to station, TV, radio, both of them, to find the one meteorologist that said we were going to have the most snow, and then believe that person. So if they all said 2, 2, 3, 5, number 5 was always right until the next storm.
And then that kid?
Right.
Well, right. It wasn't easy, John. But people are like that.
I think the polls may be more believable once Joe Biden selects his vice presidential person. Because let's face it, he's 78 years old.
What do those TV ads say now? 77?
Whatever,
okay.
something like that. He'd be 78 when elected or something.
Yeah.
And depending on who he puts in as his vice president, you have to think that there is at least the possibility that the vice president could become president during his term.
Okay.
So I think it's going to depend on who that person is. It's going to make you say, would I want that person, the vice president, as president? At least I would look at it that way. If they put another person of that age,
but isn't Trump around the same age?
What?
Isn't Trump?
Yes,
around
he
the
is.
same age?
But
Yeah.
we know he's got
Yeah.
Mike Pence,
Okay.
who's nowhere near that age, or at least not close enough to be to worry about that. But if he's got like another person of a similar age, when it'll be 74, 75, 76, whatever, like Elizabeth Warren, her name
Right.
keeps popping up.
I know it does. Yeah.
Then you're going to say, well, would I want Elizabeth Warren to be president?
Right.
And even if she became president in the first year or something, who's going to step in next? That would be the Speaker of the House. Do I want Nancy Pelosi to be president?
Yeah.
I'm going out on way out here, but
Stretching it out.
I guess it's because I have a somewhat analytical mind, being in my business, and I look at the possibilities, and those things would tend to make a difference to me. I don't know if it would make a difference to everyone else. And some people might say, "Whoa, they got Elizabeth Warren as Veep, so that's great. I'm gonna vote for her."
Vote that way.
So everybody's got their opinion, and they're all entitled to it.
All right, one more item to bring up before we get a run. If anyone's got $7.5 million and they don't know what to do with it, besides giving it to Ed to invest it, there's a town in New Zealand that pays homage to America's Wild West, and it's on sale. The town of Mellons Folly Ranch in New Zealand was constructed in 2006 on the North Island, and the asking price is $7.5 million. The 900-acre settlement is meant to take after a Wyoming town during the 1860s and includes a licensed saloon, sheriff's office, and 3 homes. An on-site Manuka honey business is also included in the offer. So you could probably make your $7.5 million back selling honey.
What's the square footage of that saloon?
Yeah, you have to socially distance.
Okay.
Well,
That's what I want to know.
it would be nice to have, but if New Zealand's not letting anybody in, they're Corona's free, Corona's virus free in that
They're
that
free?
country. Yeah, they don't have any at all.
I bet they've closed their doors.
And they've closed the borders. Nobody in, and I think if you leave, you can't come back for a while. So so we can't buy it because they won't let us in to pick up the deed. So I don't know the square footage of the saloon. Sorry, John. I'll try to